And thanks so much for joining us for your news at 6. I'm Kim Anderson in for Siobhan Bryan.
And I'm John Carter. So we're going to begin with this troubling news out of Charlotte. The mother of a 2-year-old boy vanishes, her phone turned off. Now her loved ones are worried for her safety. This is Frey J. Baker. Her family tells WBTV they last heard from Baker on Thursday after dropping off her child. They say she was with a known man, but never called back, something they say is completely out of the norm.
WBTV's Dalford Jones is following this story for us. He joins us now live in West Charlotte. Dalford, have police told you anything about this case? Also, if you will, what has the family told you?
Yet MPD, but we do know that 2-year-old boy is without his mother tonight. Apparently, she loves this child very much, so when her family says she didn't call to check on him, they knew something just was not right. So Frey J. Baker's brother, Fred, he tells us after a dentist appointment on Thursday, she dropped her was an hour away, but she didn't show up. Since Friday, her phone has gone straight to voicemail, and they're worried someone she was with may know where she is. Fred went on to say they filed a missing persons report, and the family won't stop searching until his sister is found.
Anyone that's seen her, I just say, just bring my sister home. And if y'all do see anything, heard anything, call police or contact people, contact us. You know, we all on Facebook. Everybody know us. Just let us know that she will be okay and she will come home.
Now, when it comes to Frey J's safe return home, Fred says he doesn't have fear, but faith she will be reunited with her family once again. As of news time, CMPD has not confirmed an investigation into her disappearance. We're live in Charlotte. Dalford Jones, WBTV on your